Interdisciplinarity revindicated by Innocenzo from Italy. Cons will be respectively claimed by Christine from Romania, Jose from Spain, and Natalia from Bulgaria. The judge is Max from Slovakia.
Hello friends, first of all, thank you for your attendance to our discussion today. Our team will defend digital learning pros, and this is our team. I am Begum, and my topic is using digital technology improves learning in school. And this is Alex, his topic is time saving, and in a sense we'll talk about interdisciplinarity. Now I'm starting to defend my topic. Now we're aware that our world has gone digital. For example, in manufacturing, science, medicine, as well as art and entertainment, etc., we are using digital technology. Therefore, we can say that technology can be used to improve learning, teaching, and help the students be successful. We can talk about digital learning technologies like this. Learning with digital technologies is a smart use of e-learning tools, resources, and teaching or learning strategies with a blend of face-to-face and virtual approaches with the aim of improving student learning. E-learning tools are the devices, the software, the apps, and the infrastructure. These are also the facilitator, the experts in our schools, and the teachers, not only the teacher but the students too. Resources also include school-wide vision, the planning and the budget required for e-learning. We can say that technology can be a force multiplier for the teacher. Instead of the teacher being the only source of a classroom, students can access websites, online tutorials, and more to assist them. Education doesn't stop at the end of the school day because students have access to teachers, resources, and homeworks via the web and access these resources at any time, whether from the teacher via email or online collaboration from a help website. Let's take a look at the subject from the another aspect, parental involvement. As you know, sometimes our parents can be busy, work different hours than school timetable, and can't always help their child with homeworks and come to school with conferences and meetings. But technology can help. Parents can go to class websites and see what their child is working on, and they can contact the teachers, and they can even check their child's attendance through online systems. Technology can also help with projects and skills. They can connect students at other schools and do collaborative work with them. They also learn technology skills while doing these projects. Teachers can use technology to find resources and attend virtual professional development seminars and conferences. Most are free. And they can also use social media and other resources to find and share ideas and resources and get support from their colleges. In conclusion, technology is a very powerful tool for e-learning. And all of these, that what I'm talking about, improves learning in school. Thanks for listening.
Hello everybody, my name is Christina and I am the first speaker of the opposing team. The other speakers of our team are Jose and Natalia. We, as the opposing team, strongly reject the resolution that digital learning should replace traditional approaches. We believe that digital learning does not add considerable value to conventional materials, nor does it surpass the effectiveness of traditional methods of teaching. First of all, allow me to speak in response to the government's point. Their first speaker has tried to show us that students learn better with technology. However, we, as the opposing team, believe that research carried out so far does not offer enough convincing evidence regarding the beneficial impact of digital technology on learning outcomes. For instance, a report by the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, released in 2015, said that the use of digital technology in the classroom has a mixed impact on learning. Test results from 31 countries show no appreciable improvements in students' achievements in the states that have invested heavily in ICT for education. In fact, many teachers worry that digital technology do more to instruct students than to help them academically, as they divert attention from the content being discussed to the tool being used. Technology may even interfere with classroom learning. Students often use their digital devices for social purposes and multitask while in class. In these cases, the teaching point is not given top priority and students are missing out on instruction. Our first point against the present resolution is cost. The biggest concern about the shift to digital learning in general is budget. Many of new digital devices are very expensive, easy to break, and costly to fix. Implementing tablets in school, for instance, is much more expensive than using textbooks. In an article published in 2012, Lee Wilson, a prominent education marketing expert, shows that implementation costs for e-textbooks on iPad tablets would be over 5 times higher than new print textbooks in an average American high school. He estimated the annual cost per student per class to be about $72 with tablets, compared with 14 tablets for print textbooks. The biggest contributor to the high cost is the iPad itself, which the school has to provide for each student, the annual cost per device being $206. Other huge expenses derive from the need to invest in a powerful Wi-Fi infrastructure, which may run about $22,000 a year per school. A 2010 survey found that nearly 80% of American schools reported broadband internet connections that were inadequate to meet their current needs. Moreover, as children and teenagers are not known for handling their things particularly well, their gadgets would constantly require maintenance, repair, and replacement. There will surely be many cases of damaged, lost, or stolen tablets, having a negative impact on study in general, and of course leading to additional costs. A broken tablet requires an experienced technician to fix, which can be costly and time-consuming. Over the last years, interactive whiteboards have also become very popular for instructional use. However, one of the downsides of this technology is the cost per implementation. They are a major investment that many schools can't afford, as the cost of an interactive whiteboard, which includes several features such as widescreen, projector, smart pen, and software, runs from $3,000 to $10,000. Moreover, many schools investing in technology underestimate additional costs necessary for properly installing and using an interactive whiteboard over time. For instance, there are costs associated with wear and damage to the whiteboards and their accessories. The replacement cost for one projector bulb alone can typically be about $400. Likewise, the cost for a half-day training session in using interactive whiteboards can be as much as $1,000, and this professional development opportunity is absolutely necessary, as the potential of any technology will never be realized in a school without adequate teacher training. In conclusion, we believe that the instructional value of digital technology has not been clearly determined, and too often devices prove to be a major distraction in the classroom. We also feel that the cost of implementing digital learning is too high, marginalizing poorer schools and increasing the so-called digital divide. Which schools could afford to implementing digital devices such as tablet and interactive whiteboards, while low-income schools will be more likely to continue to pay for teachers or basic classroom supplies. Thank you.
Hello everybody, my name is Alexandru. The first speaker of the opposition has told us that textbooks are much cheaper than tablets, but in fact e-textbooks on tablets are estimated to cost 50 to 60% less than print textbooks. While print textbooks prices have tripled in the USA from 1986 to 2004, tablet prices have been dropping constantly, making them more affordable. With special deals for American schools from major ICT companies, the price could drop at even $150 per device in the future. And let's not forget that tablets are so much more than textbooks, as one device can hold hundreds of books plus homework, tests, audio and video files. When you add up the saving on textbooks but also on other school resources, it's easy to justify the cost of one tablet per student. The same is true for interactive whiteboards. Many schools have implemented this device as they consider that the benefits outweigh the cost. Also, there are smart boards that meet every school budget, such as the Mimo system that creates an interactive whiteboard out of a standard board. Schools in North America can buy a smart board at the price of $1,400 with a grant from the Smarter Kids Foundation of Canada. Our second point in support of the resolution is how digital learning can be used to save time. One of the main challenges in classroom instruction is time, and technology can give teachers and students new ways to address this problem by replacing many traditional teaching tools that are time-consuming. Tablets are clearly time savers, one of their biggest advantages being that teachers can give more time to individual students. For instance, while working on a project, students who need extra help can ask questions or chat or share screens with the teacher quickly and without disrupting other students. Students can also learn new content at home by watching tutorials recorded by the teacher and then work on assignments in class, a practice known as flipped classroom. This way, students can learn at their own pace, having the possibility to pause or to review the material. In class, it gives the teachers more time to work with individuals and small groups and to help them with aspects they don't understand. Many teachers have found that using an interactive whiteboard in the classroom helps them to manage time better. Interactive whiteboard saves time by storing already created lessons and making lesson creating easy and quick. Interactive whiteboards give teachers the possibility to project notes, test, essay question, or reading prompts for the entire class to see. This means teachers no longer have to waste time or paper in making hundreds of copies for each lesson. Creating, printing, and marking tests can also take up a lot of time. Assessing students online can save time as no printing is needed. The test is easier to edit and it can be reused in the future. Online assessment tools can also mark the test and display the marks to the students, meaning a lot less marking time for the teacher and instant feedback for the student. In conclusion, we think that technology has the ability to change the dynamics of time in schools. Technology gives teachers more time to work with students individually or in small groups. Students can save class time by accessing assignments or tutorials from home. Assessment technologies also help teachers to identify students' weak points more efficiently and spend time teaching and lesson paperwork. In the words of farmer West Virginia Governor Bob Wise, technology can be a force multiplier for teachers, permitting them to reach more students than ever before. Thank you.
Okay, as we reflect on what we have gained, especially in new technologies, I also think about what we have lost, and I wonder, will there be a turning point? If so, how beautiful it will return to many beautiful and necessary things that have been lost. Okay, physical contact with loved ones. Through social networks, we gain the possibility to keep in touch with our loved ones apart in geography. But what happened to the people we live with every day? Immersed in smartphones and nobody recognizes it, you have at your side. The phone and the computer are an extension of our personality, and the world collapses if one of the two fails. At some point, we have to stop before it is too late. Before inside your house, we have lost the most valuable thing we have, your family. Privacy. Nobody bothers you today, photograph and publish that picture or record a video, shirtless, wearing pajamas, in a bed, and so on. Not to mention that other social networks have openly live and every step they take. This, to me, is like having opened the door of house forever. The creativity. Everything is on television or on the internet. Then why create? We have forgotten to find resources within us. Contact with the outside. Years pass and sunrises, sunsets, and nobody looks out the window of the plane, train, automobile. Headphones in their ears have defended the sounds of nature, and our eyes do nothing but go over the lives of others through social networks. We have reason to marvel at what actually works. Thank you.
Hello everybody, I'm Luciano, I'm from Italy, and my topic is the use of interdisciplinarity. Not all students are distracted by technological devices, and most of them take advantage of all the positive implications tied to them, such as interdisciplinarity. The word interdisciplinarity means a topic or methodology formed by the interaction of more disciplines. It is widespread in all areas, like scientific, technical, occupational, and school ones, because it allows to combine more disciplines that are often responsible to face and solve better the various issues. As school, the use of interdisciplinarity is spreading more and more in order to improve learning. A school is supported by workshops, projects, research, game tools, and so on. Technological development improve and make the use of it more efficient. For example, when you are searching something on the net, it happens that you are subject to view other related pages. Indeed, thanks to the web, you can search different topics that have
Our successful future. 2 days ago, I was in Rome, and I saw hundreds of people making pictures of the different sightseeings. There were phones and tablets and selfie sticks all around me, and at the same time, tourist guides were talking about the history of the sightseeings, but nobody listened. And how many of these tourists will search the information later on internet? Probably nobody. Even if they do, richness of information and memorable experiences are deduced through behavior, body language, gesture, tone, and
even the volume of voice. Face-to-face communication allows the entire experience to not only be heard, but also seen and felt. The computer screen or the phone screen cannot make it up for human interaction and a valuable social life. Next, computers cannot replace everything in life. From another person, we can learn a lot more than, for example, Wikipedia can offer us. That's why I believe that traditional education is much more effective than the digital learning. Thank you very much.
Okay, so I want to thank everyone for attending this debate. It was very interesting. I enjoyed listening to each and every speech and noticed how everyone put their time and effort into it. You could hear that in the speeches. So I'm gonna go speech by speech, pointing out things you could improve and things I did like, which were good, and then at the end I will choose the winning side. Okay, so the first pro speech by Begum was 3 minutes long, which would be a really good time for a speech, but you wasted about 30 seconds of it with the introduction, which was made by the announcer Matteo. So it was a bit of a shame. We had the announcer, so it was not necessary. You could use this time to elaborate further on the arguments you presented. Other than that, it was. I like that you established the situation your team was going after, as in you said what you thought the digital learning was. So, because I've heard the teachers arguing about whether digital learning is only through the computer or whether it's this hybrid learning that you established, which would be the teacher in the classroom and everyone owning a tablet or something. So, I like that you established that because gives certainty to the entire debate, and people know how to respond appropriately because of that. So, in other words, it was a very nice speech. Then there was the first con speech by Christina. It was 6 minutes, so it was great. You said a lot of things that needed to be said, but you also had an introduction, which is only a little point to be. It's not that important that you made it. It's not a big deal. So the speech was good because you backed it up with the statistics, and you could link the statistics to the point to the point you were making. So you did that really well because it was structured and people could understand it, and everything followed in a line. So it wasn't fractured. It was good. It was a good speech as well. Then went Alexandru, who had a nice speech and said a lot of things that needed to be said. What was great was that you summed up the entire speech in the end, giving you more time to speak, so that was nice. I had a little bit of a tough time understanding maybe if you spoke a little slower, that would be nice. And yeah, I guess that's it. Thank you for the speech. Then there was the second con speech by Jose, which the only thing I have to tell is that it was really short. You could have maybe drawn it out a little bit by talking slower or using more words for your sentences. But I noticed that you were talking about things that weren't really relevant to the entire debate topic. We were talking about how social media disconnects people and how people only consume through technology, but you didn't connect that to how it affects learning with children. Yeah, so I think you could have elaborated on that a little bit further. It's like you started very well, but you didn't really connect it, and I think that the time you didn't use where the speech could have been used to link your argument to the entire debate topic. Next up was Innocenzo, who also had a very short speech, but it was concentrated. We heard everything that needed to be said, but again, you could have elaborated by using maybe longer sentences or saying stuff twice, like not exactly, but drilling it into our heads, the arguments you were making. So I think you could have made the speech a little bit longer. And the last speech was by Natalia. It was very well worded, very well structured. I knew what you were talking about during the entire speech, so that was pretty nice. But since through the entire argument you were making is that physical interaction with the teacher is really important for a kid's learning ability, but Begum established that the teacher and the children are in the same room, the classroom, so they had that physical contact. If you maybe said that kids didn't pay attention in the classroom when they're on tablets and computers, you could have linked that